Welcome back to AFT Die Season 9 is first week of the finals. We've got four absolute ripper matches to come. Let's get stuck into it. It is Fremantle versus Gold Coast Suns at Optus Stadium, the first qualifying final. Let's get stuck into it. First quarter underway in this first qualifying final. Siren's gone, and Fremantle have kicked 5 goals, 2-32 to Gold Coast, 4-6-30. Let's get quarter two started in this first qualifying final. The winner goes to the first preliminary final. And we've got Gold Coast. They've kicked 2 goals, 6 to Fremantle, 1-4 at half time. It is Gold Coast by 6 points, 6-12-48 to Fremantle, 6-6-42. Let's get stuck into the second half of this game. And Fremantle, they sit on top. They've got a winning streak of 2. In the end, they were on top, 2 games clear. Third quarter has completed, and we've got Gold Coast. They've kicked 4 goals, 6 to Fremantle, 2-1. And at three-quarter time, Gold Coast are 23 points up. They're 10-18-78 to Fremantle, 8-7-55. Let's get the last quarter underway. Gold Coast, they have got 5 winning streak. So the biggest winning streak coming into the finals, which has given them good stead. And in the end, the Gold Coast Suns have knocked off Fremantle in a thrilling first qualifying final by 16 points. Gold Coast final score 11-22, 88 to Fremantle, 10-12, 72. All right. Okay, let's get stuck into the second qualifying final, St Kilda versus Essendon at Marvel Stadium. Now, all the 4 finals, this is the first time they've played in the final series against each other. We've got St Kilda, after the first quarter, kicking 6 goals, 1 to Essendon, 3-4, 22. So St Kilda are in front by 15 points, 37-22. Let's get stuck into the second quarter. The Siren's gone for the second quarter, and St Kilda, they've kicked 2 goals, 6 to Essendon, 2-3. And at half time, St Kilda are up by 18 points, 55-37. First game of the final series, Gold Coast, they beat Fremantle by 16 points at Optus Stadium. Third quarter completed, and St Kilda have kicked 6 goals, 5 to Essendon, 1-3. And St Kilda, they've got at three-quarter time, 14-12-96 to Essendon, 6-10-46. Wow, it looks like St Kilda are going to into the second preliminary final, having a week off. Final Siren's gone for the game. St Kilda have won by 37 points. They kicked 1 goal, 5 to Essendon, 3-6 in that last quarter. Final score, St Kilda 15-17, 107 to Essendon, 9-16, 70. All right, let's go to the first elimination final, Melbourne versus Hawthorn. So whoever loses here is out until season 10. All right, let's get stuck into it. It's Melbourne versus Hawthorn at the MCG. First quarter underway in this game. First quarter, and it is level, 3-1 apiece. So it's 3-1-19 after the quarter time. All right, second quarter's underway. Let's get let's see who will be on top at halftime. We've got Hawthorn. They've kicked 5 goals 4 to Melbourne, 4 goals 1. And at halftime, Hawthorn lead by 9 points, 8-5, 53 to Melbourne, 7-2, 44. Let's get second half underway. Third quarter, Melbourne versus Hawthorn, who is going to the second week of the finals. And the third quarter, we've got Hawthorn. They've kicked 5 goals 4 to Melbourne, 6 goals 6. And at three-quarter time, we've got Melbourne 13-8, 86 to Hawthorn 13-9, 87. So it's a 1 point game at three-quarter time. Let's get the last quarter going to see who will proceed to the second week of the finals. And in the end, Hawthorn have beaten Melbourne by 21 points at the MCG. Hawthorn kicking 4 goals 4 to Melbourne 1-2. And the final scores, Melbourne 14-10, 94 to Hawthorn 17-13, 115. Wow, what a first elimination final. Up until three-quarter time, it was 1 point, and then Hawthorn have beaten Melbourne in the last quarter. All right, let's get stuck into the last final, second elimination final. It's Geelong Cats versus Brisbane at GMHBA Stadium. Let's get stuck into it. Brisbane the week before got beaten by Melbourne by 96 points, but they could put it up to the Cats. But in the first quarter, Geelong have kicked 5 goals 5 to Brisbane, 1 goal 6, 12. So inaccurate kicking in the first quarter. So Geelong are up by 23 points, 5-5, 35 to Brisbane, 1-6, 12. Second quarter underway. Can the Lions have a better second quarter? No, Geelong have won that quarter as well. They've kicked 3 goals 6 to Brisbane, 2 goals 5, and it is 5 goals the difference at halftime. Geelong 59 to Brisbane 29. All right, let's get stuck into the second half of this last final game of week 1. See who will proceed to the second week of the finals. And we've got Brisbane. They've kicked 4 goals 6 to Geelong, 3 goals 4. And it is 22 points the difference. Geelong 81 to Brisbane 59. Brisbane, they've kicked 7-17, 59 to Geelong 11-15, 81. Let's get the last quarter underway. Brisbane don't have a good finals record over the last 8 seasons. And we've got Geelong winning by 37 points. They kicked 3 goals 6 in the last quarter to Brisbane 1-3. In the end, Brisbane just couldn't get the job done. Final scores, Geelong 14-21, 105 to Brisbane 8-20, 68. All right. So let's go to the road to premiership. So Brisbane and Melbourne have been eliminated. And the first semi-final, we've got Fremantle versus Hawthorn at Optus Stadium after Fremantle losing by 16 points against the Gold Coast Suns. And then we've got Essendon versus Geelong, the second semi-final at Marvel Stadium after St Kilda beating Essendon and Geelong beating Brisbane by 37 points. And then the week off, we've got the Suns in the first preliminary final, waiting for the winner out of Essendon versus Geelong in the second semi-final. And then we've got St Kilda in the second preliminary final, waiting for the winner of Fremantle versus Hawthorn. Well, that is week 1 of the finals. We'll see you in week 2.